The Department of Health and the Department of Foreign Affairs repatriated the first batch of overseas Filipino workers from Wuhan, China, the epicenter of the 2019 novel coronavirus. The university marks a 100% passing rate in the recently concluded board licensure exams for physical and occupational therapists. And check out the biggest book sale brought by Big Bad Wolf this upcoming Valentine's Day. Good day, I'm Christopher Aquino. The Department of Health's Brave 5 and Department of Foreign Affairs' Courageous 3 assisted the first batch of overseas Filipino workers who were repatriated from NCOV-stricken Wuhan, China on Sunday morning. The Philippines marked its first evacuation of its nationals from the epicenter of the NCOV-ARD, which has claimed the lives of more than 800 people and infected over 37,000 others, mainly in China. There were some 150 Filipinos in Wuhan at the time of the start of the 2019 NCOV outbreak, according to the Department of Foreign Affairs. The plane carrying the first batch of repatriated OFWs landed at Clark International Airport in Pampanga around 7 a.m. The authorities escorted the passengers to the New Clark City in Capas, Tarlac. The first batch of evacuees will stay in their athletes' village for their 14-day quarantine period. The 2019 novel coronavirus acute respiratory disease, or the 2019 NCOV-ARD, continues to spread across the globe with more than hundreds of confirmed cases in over 30 countries. Coronavirus is a group of crown-like viruses that were first identified in the mid-1960s. The common human coronavirus are the Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome, or SARS, and the Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, or MERS-CoV, which were identified in 2003 and 2012, respectively. According to the World Health Organization, or WHO, such diseases belong to a family of viruses that cause illness, from common cold to more severe diseases like pneumonia, kidney failure, and death. It was December 31, 2019, when China reported several cases of pneumonia. The virus then was unknown. January 27, WHO identified the virus as the 2019 NCOV-ARD, with Wuhan in the central Hubei province, China, as its epicenter. Reports state that some of those infected were working in Huanan Seafood Wholesale Market, which was shut down on January 1st. Authorities in Hubei stated that the virus has a 96% similarity with the bat-borne coronavirus and snakes as possible sources. WHO mentioned that symptoms are fever, cough, shortness of breath, and breathing difficulties. The first case of NCOV-ARD in the Philippines was confirmed on January 30, 2020, with a 30-year-old Chinese woman who arrived in the country from Wuhan, China. The Department of Health then confirmed that the patient arrived in the country on January 21st. As of February 5, DOH confirmed that the third case of the NCOV-ARD, with over 270 patients under investigation. Filipinos were advised to wear masks and uphold proper hygiene to be less vulnerable to the said virus. Just a week after the first confirmed case of the 2019 NCOV-ARD in the Philippines, Thomasians were seen wearing masks in the university premises. In-campus activities which may generate crowded and closed spaces were temporarily prohibited to aggravate students' exposure to the virus as part of the university's preventive measures. On the other news, San Miguel Corporation, or SMC, implements a new scheme on the Skyway system to help reduce the impact of lane closures starting on Feb 16. SMC said on Friday that the Skyway management will temporarily designate the elevated Skyway for use of private vehicles only. The said corporation added the new scheme is designed to make the travel on the Skyway system more efficient. Secretary Gregorio Honasan II has appointed Eliseo Rio as Undersecretary for Operations in charge of the National Broadband Backbone and Free Wi-Fi in public places in the middle of Rio's resignation. Rio files his resignation following the issue of the agency spending 300 million pesos in confidential funds. On the issue of the 300 million peso confidential expense, Rio clarified that he never said that there is an anomaly involving the fund disbursement, as he had no first-hand knowledge on how they were even used or spent. Rio discloses that the reason he resigned from his post is because he felt like he is no longer needed in the department and not because of the expense anomaly. The university posted a 100% passing rate in the February 2020 licensure exams for physical and occupational therapists. This year, all 7 Thomasians made it to the cut of the PT board exams. UST posted a 93.75% passing rate last year. 729 out of 1,195 PT examinees passed the test, which led to a 61% national passing rate. Meanwhile, all 6 OT Thomasian examinees passed the test, which made the university maintain its passing rate in the licensure exams. 159 out of 216 examinees passed the test, which led to a 73.61% national passing rate for the Occupational Therapy Board exams. Thomasians, mark your calendars because the Big Bad Wolf book sale is coming back to Manila with 2 million ways to say I love you to Filipino book lovers this February 14 at the World Trade Center. This year's sale promises to be bigger by bringing 20 million books with 30,000 titles, and 17,000 of them are brand new and are newest to their catalogs. Regular book prices will be 50 to 90% off. There are also crazy deals books that will be sold for as cheap as 60 pesos. Aside from brand new titles, the sale also has other surprises for guests coming to the 11-day sale. The organizers collaborated with the Intellectual Property Office of the Philippines, or IPOPH. A memorandum of understanding is inked between Big Bad Wolf and IPOPH to help spread awareness about its programs and intellectual property rights. The said Intellectual Property Office will also set up booths for content creators to talk about protecting their works throughout the sale. You may also follow Big Bad Wolf Books on their Facebook and Instagram pages and have a chance to win 700 pesos voucher this sale. And that's it for today. I'm Christopher Aquino. Be critical, be involved, and be informed. This is Tiger News Daily.